But you know, everybody's famous. Your mother knows you. Your mate knows you. How many people do you want to know you? You know, it's like supersize me. It doesn't take any fun. It's nice if people say hello. But you don't want stalkers following you around here. I mean, I stalk the stalkers, actually. I find out where the stalker lives, and they wake up and open the curtains, they go, hi. Just reverse psychology, you know. They don't like getting stalked. That's why they stalk other people, you know. You'd very seldom see a barber with a good haircut. And my barber is so jealous of everybody else's hair, he ruins everybody's hair just to get passive aggression barbering. When we recorded this album, Gladsome, Humour and Blue, we went to Surrey, and we went to a place called Rusper near Horsham. So that's the Tories. Horsham boys. Dressed like wankers in there. Sorry, that's the Hersham boys. Sorry, Hersham boys. I got it wrong there. Anyway, but we went in a studio called Ridge Farm. And we were just so fascinated because there was a cupboard full of Guinness. That's how shallow we were. And we didn't realise it was £1 a day. That the bill was going up like that, you know. But it's got some Guinness. So we were having a great time. 23-year-old, you know, a cupboard full of Guinness. And I kept seeing this skinny bloke walking around because it was like a farm. You had your own room, it was like a little farmhouse, and the farmhouse table. You got your tea at 7 o'clock. It was like being back at your mother's, you know. It was great. And I see this skinny bloke, he had a pointy nose and strawberry blonde hair. He looked really, really old. He was probably about 45 at the time. And I stopped him in the corridor. I says, excuse me, do you work here? I keep seeing you. Oh yeah, my name's Speedy. I'm the night watchman. I says, oh, where's your room at? He says, that's my room there, number 8. I says, oh, I'm in number 7. I says, do you play the guitar? You look like you do. He says, oh yeah, mate. You know, I've had a funny journey, but I used to. Do you want to see it? I says, yeah, the guitar. As we went into the room, you never know. So I went in there, and he pulls this old guitar case out from one of the only little rooms. You had a single bed and a telly and a kettle and stuff like that. You know. So he pulls this lovely old Martin acoustic. Anybody who's into guitars, nice old Martin D28, 1960 or something, you know. God, I'm getting hot here thinking about it. And anyway, he pulls it out, and you'd see the journey on the instrument, you know. It was a bit like his face, you know, it matched. Oh. So anyway, I says, hey, we're having a bit of a sing-song tonight when we finish work, because we're like recording Nancy and all these songs in the big barn. And you went and got your tea, washed your hands, you know. And I says, do you want to come along and have a sing-song with us tonight? There's like a little miniature pool table, you know, and a telly on, but game of ping pong. Should be working, like, you know, Guinness. So he says, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I says, come along and have a bit jam with us, man. I'll play a bit of music. He turns up with his acoustic and he starts tuning it for a funny chord, and he's doing this. And our bass player started with a snooker cue, you know, thinking he's Tom Hanks or whatever, you know, he's doing it. And he looks over and he just drops the cue, and I remember the cue going, and I looked at him, then I looked at the night watchman, I looked back at him, and our bass player at the time, he was a bit like Bill Wyman, you know, a researcher, knew everything about music. He says, it's fucking Speedy King. I says, Speedy, wait. I says, the only Speedy I know is Gonzalez from Mexico. He says, it's Speedy King, man. He says he was the singer in Thunderclap Newman, you know. So we were like, you know this guy. And it turned out he sang the lead vocal on that song when he was 19 years old in 1969. And you know how old the guitarist was, Jimmy McCulloch? 14. Wow. And they had a hit in 10 countries, you know, and unfortunately the Small Faces got young Jimmy into heroin. That really fucked him. But Speedy said one of the few people who tried to help Jimmy, because he ended up in Wings, was Paul McCartney. Paul really went out of his way to try and take care of him and look after him. So we're going to play this song for Speedy King and Jimmy McCulloch, the boys out of Thunderclap. It's a stream of consciousness song, which is hard for Geordies because we haven't got the highest of IQs, as you know. Some of our ambassadors, Jimmy Neal, are living proof of this. Mind if he was here, I wouldn't be fucking setting me Chico because he's a hell of a scrapper. He had to tone his personality down for halfway the same bit. when Jimmy was in Newcastle, when he was a thug, he was in a band called the King Crabs, remember that? And his hobby on a Saturday afternoon was buying a hot dog outside of St James's Park, eating the hot dog and then knocking the hot dog seller out. He was like some serial fetishist with onions, and then he dipped the whole thing up, and that was his thing, you know what I mean? It was very strange. Don't mention that though if you speak with me. You shouldn't be talking about Jimmy Nail like this, you know. This is goodbye, John. God bless you. And thank you very much for coming out and supporting live music and not going to see Rory Frame tonight because he's snicking over.